Okay, looking good. Doing this for my Smoking Meat and Eats group on Facebook. Gonna try and spatchcock a turkey right now. Not gonna be easy, but we'll see what happens. And here should be a nice 14-pounder. I took out the plastic thing that holds the drumsticks together and the little pop-up temperature thing because I'm going to be putting this on my smoker. The first thing you do is you need to get in there, a nice sharp knife, cut out the wishbone, put it back on its back here, get that, see where the wishbone is in there. You got to get that cut out first before you start taking off the spine. So you get a nice sharp knife, one of my favorite knives. Young son Alex bought this for me last Christmas. Get her sharpened up here, my little sharpener that came with it. It's awesome. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to film this or not. Come this way. You can't get it in the camera there. See it a little bit and see it back in there. See it back in there? Right along there. I'm going to cut that baby out. Because it gets in the freaking way. Just about. Alrighty. Okay. No wishbone for you. None for you. But that's okay. Leave the wishbone for another day. I'm gonna put this in the sink to go in the bag I have for stuff to cook for gravy. Alrighty. Now, got that out of the way. Turn this sucker over. Now, in the videos I've watched, it's easier to start from this end. Cut that spine out. We're going to save the spine to go in with our meat. And instead of buying a $40 pair of really fancy kitchen shears, my husband's got a shop full of tools. Wash this baby up. Look at that. That should cut right through it. So let's give it a go. Yee. Okay, that's not going through the skin, so I'm going to have to cut through the skin while we go. There we go. Right down that center. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Right on. Cut more skin so we can keep going. Sweet. I'll probably time lapse this when I get this full video edited. And I'm hoping that it comes out as good as it looks in the other videos I've been watching. So I'm going to dry brine this when I'm done. Oops. Okay. Dang phone keeps running out of memory. Anyways, there you go. That's a turkey spine. Look at that. This thing did a right fine job. Took a bit, but we got it out. We're going to save this, cut it into chunks, and saute it with a lot of butter and onions and herbs and all that to make along with the neck bone and some other, the giblets and all that, to make the gravy base for that. So now, after you get that spine cut out, there's some things to clean up there, and we'll get to that later. Then you flip it over and you got to break that breastbone. So things lie flat. We want it to lie flat. So, let's see if I can do this. Get these things spread out. Get this one spread out. There you go. Hear that? There we go. There. Sweet. Okay, so you tuck these. Oh, that's right. Tuck them. That's right. Tuck them this way. There we go. So now, you'll see it's all nice and flat and spread out. We'll get the dry brine ready. But this is how you get it to smoke on your smoker. So you don't have a whole turkey. Everything cooks evenly from underneath and on top. So that's a good thing. So I will get my dry brine ready here, and we'll be right back. Okay, back again. Here I got my salt mixture. This is my dry brine. It is based on the weight of the bird after you take the spine out and the giblets and all that. So this was a 12.67 pounds after the spine came out. So I've got 12 teaspoons of coarse kosher salt, and I got 1/3 of the 12, which is, or no, 1/4, which would be 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder sounds weird. Here's what it does. You get it on the meat, along with the salt, it raises the pH level of the meat. There's a whole chemical process that goes on. This is Monday before Thanksgiving. I'm going to dry brine this, and it's going to sit in my refrigerator for 3 days, uncovered, with this salt. Now what this does is the salt obviously will draw out moisture, but as it draws out the moisture with the baking powder in there, it changes the composition of the meat, and it gets drawn back in once the salt draws it out. So, and during those 3 days, this right here, the skin will get dry, which is better for smoking. Also, one of the things that the baking powder does, it has CO2 in it. It creates pockets in the meat, and as that meat heats up, it acts, the reason, muffins rise, bread rises when you put baking powder in it is because it creates CO2, little CO2 bubbles coming up. So it'll make that skin a lot crispier. It'll have air coming up underneath. Plus it'll be dried out from the salt. So you won't have, when you smoke something and you get that rubbery skin, this will be nice, crispy, delicious, and it'll look beautiful when it's done. So, and I know that looks like a lot of salt, but we're doing both sides, so we want to do this side first. And be liberal with it. Get the underside here. Get it in all the nooks and crannies if you can. If you want this. Now this is my first time doing it, and I'm doing it like I watched on another video. This video I'm just doing for my smoke and eat and meats and treats group on Facebook. So I've never done this, but YouTube is the new culinary school for anybody who wants to learn to do something different. And for those of us who like to eat well, I appreciate it. I've learned quite a few things on YouTube. And I tell you what, if I'd had YouTube back in 1979, when I started playing guitar, I wouldn't be here doing this. I'd be Shawna Satriani. But no, I'm cooking a turkey. So, that's okay. I want to get all this on here. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to take a cube of butter, let it soften, and mix some garlic, rosemary, thyme, well, maybe a little parsley in there. I've got some parsley growing in my hydroponic system. Then I'm going to roll it up in some parchment paper so that it basically is like a log. And I'm going to put it in the fridge to harden back up in that log shape. And then when I get ready to put this turkey on the smoker on Thanksgiving. So, as I was saying, I'm going to cut that butter log into slices and then put it up under the skin before I put it on so it gets that nice buttery seasoned garlic herb butter underneath. My phone sucks. It doesn't have enough memory on the internal storage, so it keeps cutting me off. And then I have to go to the video and physically move it to my SD card inside because, of course, Samsung doesn't want you to just be able to sign all your videos to the external SD card. No, they want you to use your internal memory and keep using it up. So, anyways, there we go. I'm going to get this sitting in a pan in the fridge, and we'll see you on Turkey Day.